NCL just made some big policy changes that could catch a lot of cruisers off guard. Today, we're breaking down the 4 biggest ones that you need to know before your next cruise. What's up, everybody? It's your boy DC. Welcome back to the channel. All right, so picture this. You're on your dream Norwegian Cruise Line vacation. You're enjoying the sun and the sea and the cocktails. It's the last night of your cruise, and then under the door, they slip your bill. And you noticed a few things. Second entree at the main dining room costs $5. Or maybe you skipped your specialty dining reservation. That's another 10 bucks gone. Well, we're going to break down some recent policy changes that NCL has made to both their drink package, room service, main dining, and also specialty dining in this video. And you're going to want to stick around to the end because I will share a couple hacks that can help you avoid some of these extra charges and potentially save you money on an upcoming sailing. And if you guys want to make sure that you don't miss out on our cruise tips, hacks, and honest reviews, then hit that subscribe button. Make sure you join the Cruise Tubers crew. All right, I'm going to drop a link to an article by eatsleepcruise.com that covers all these changes in case you guys want to read up on it on the description down below. But for now, let's get into it. First up, the new $5 entree charge. So in the main dining room, your first entree is still free. But if you do want a second one, and let's say you're torn between like steak and salmon, for example, that second plate will now cost you $5 additional. It's important to note that appetizers, soups, salads, and dessert, those are still unlimited. Now, NCL says that this is about cutting back on food waste, but a lot of people, yours truly included, think it's really just about boosting revenue. So either way, if you love to double up on your mains, you will see that additional $5 fee on the account. So just keep that in mind. Now overall, this probably only affects a small segment of the population, but it does feel like we're losing something that we used to have before. And this also isn't in line with some of the other cruise lines, which only tend to charge on a third or fourth entree. Another small fee, but an easy one to miss, is around specialty dining. So if you book specialty dining restaurant and you don't show up or cancel now within less than 2 hours before your scheduled dining time, you will be charged $10 per person. It's not huge, but it can definitely add up fast, especially if your plans change. So do yourself a favor, cancel early. You can actually do that through the app now or directly at the restaurant desk. You'll dodge the fee and you'll free up a table for somebody else. Now overall, I'm okay with this change. Specialty dining on NCL can tend to be really hard to secure a time. If you don't get lucky enough to get it pre-cruise, then you have to wait in a long line on day one to try to book your dining. And that restaurant that you really wanted to eat at may just not be available to you. So this will open up some last minute options for people that wanted to try a venue and it just wasn't available. So I think that despite that some people might get charged the fee, this is a positive change. All right, so this next one is one that a lot of cruisers are really upset about, and that relates to Norwegian's changes to their specialty dining package. So starting March 2026, your regular NCL beverage package will no longer work on their private island, Great Stirrup Cay. So that means that the island cocktails, beers, frozen drinks, and are no longer included. And if you do want to drink while you're on the island, you will have to pay an additional fee. NCL does say that they're going to have a separate island beverage drink package coming soon, but the price is just not out yet. I'm also hearing rumors that they may come up with some options regarding more at sea, such as a more at sea plus and a more at sea premium, which could potentially feature inclusion in the drinks on Great Stirrup Cay.
So if your itinerary does stop at Great Stirrup Cay and you do want to have, pina coladas or a salty margarita at the beach, you're going to have to budget a little extra money for those island drinks. And you can also potentially see if NCL has some promos that include some of those perks a little closer to sailing, but I wouldn't bet my money on it. Now, again, this is one that a lot of people are upset about. And actually, Jen and I canceled a cruise because of this policy change. We did have a cruise booked. It was only actually a 2-day cruise on the Aqua that was going to go to Great Stirrup Cay and then back to Miami. And really, that's going to come at an extra cost for us now. We didn't see any reason it was worth it, so we went and canceled that. Now, finally, NCL did subtly make a change to room service, and we were actually first hearing about this from people that were on the ship before NCL made any sort of announcement about it. It's not gone, but is definitely more limited. So with room service, you always had a $4.95 fee for breakfast and a $9.95 fee for lunch or dinner, but breakfast is now capped at 1 hot item and 1 cold item per person. Now, I'm also hearing that during the day, you can only order 2 items per person per delivery as well for your lunch and dinner. So if you want more, you'll have to place another order, which means another delivery fee. Now, NCL is saying that this is to reduce food waste, but I think the reality is this is just another effort of theirs to try to save a little bit of money and increase the profitability. All right, now I have done a little bit of research, and there is a couple hacks that you can use to get around most of these charges. So you can skip your room service in the morning and instead go to one of the buffets or the spillover buffets and grab your coffees and pastry in the morning and just bring them back to your room and enjoy them on the balcony. You're going to still have that same enjoyable experience of, having your breakfast in your room with 0 delivery fee. So I think the biggest way you can actually sort of hack your way around some of these additional costs is in the main dining room. So stick to 1 entree, but remember, you still do have unlimited appetizers and desserts, so fill up on those. And if you're still hungry after the main dining room, you can always head up to the buffet for a little extra meal. With those little tweaks, you can probably save close to $100 without even thinking about it and not cutting back on any of your fun. So for Jen and myself, I'm not sure if this is going to stop us from cruising on NCL, but we have been extremely loyal to NCL throughout our cruising experience. And I think this is just pushing us forward to maybe branching out and trying a few additional cruise lines. A lot of people feel like it is a nickel and diming, and I have to say, I can definitely see that. I just feel like if the cruise line was a little bit more transparent and said, hey, costs on things are going up, we need to maintain some level of profitability, and this is an effort of one way to do that, I think that would be easier for people to accept than them positioning everything as conserving food waste. So with that, if you have enjoyed this breakdown and you are planning on cruising NCL in the future, drop us a comment down below. We'd love to hear from you and hear which one of these changes matters the most to you. And if you did find this video helpful, please go ahead and smash that like button. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, and of course hit the notification bell. And again, share it with your friends, share it with your homies. We would love for them to come on board. So until next time, stay salty, stay adventurous, and happy cruising. And I think what's really most important here is, I can't even remember.